welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to do a video about books I'm currently reading and showing you journals that I recently acquired, most of them for Christmas. Hi! I really wanted to make a video today. I really wanted to make multiple videos over the past few days, however that didn't happen because the world exploded. But I'm here, I'm back. It's the first time I've shown my face in a few weeks because my last video was a crackling campfire fire. I hope you all enjoyed that, and if you haven't, go check that video out. It's the last video I posted. So, I wanted to show you some of the journals I got for Christmas. The first journal, however, I did not get for Christmas. I just wanted to show it off because it's so goddamn gorgeous. So, I'm a writer. As you all know, most of my content, or a lot of my content, is geared toward my writing and just writing content. So I get a lot of notebooks. I ask for notebooks for Christmas or birthdays, that type of thing. And when I see a nice journal, I can't pass it up. And so I wanted to show this one. I got this before the pandemic. Everything is like before the pandemic or after the pandemic started now. But I got this at a local bookshop, and it's covered in butterflies and it's beautiful. I haven't started doing anything with it yet. I'm thinking of using it as like a quote book, like, you know, movie quotes or quotes from, you know, famous writers, stuff like that. And the inside is beautiful as well. The inside, like this and this, like, it's just absolutely gorgeous. And it's like smaller than your average like journal or notebook, which is something I like too. Like, I could slip this in a bag or something very, very easily. Moving on to the journals I actually did get for Christmas. I got this gorgeous like light blue greenish journal with this like gold flowering on it. It's so beautiful. Like, when I opened it, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I want to start writing in it right away, but I want to use it as like a personal journal and not just like writing ideas for my novels type of thing. And I'm currently in the middle of a journal. I looked back because my journal's on my bookshelf. I'm currently in the middle of another journal, but it's so pretty. And there's one of those little tassels, and the inside is just lined paper, but oh. The other journal I got is arguably the most beautiful journal I got, and also the most beautiful journal I've gotten in recent history. It's just, look at that. Look at that. It's like a piece of art. It's just, oh my gosh. And on the back it says, cover image, detail from The Spirit of Flight by fantasy artist Josephine Wall. So like, oh my gosh. And then it's like this, like, it's not gold pages, but like kind of like tinted golden yellow. Don't know if you can see that in the camera, but just look at how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness. And the inside is just lined paper, but I love it. Part of me wants to just like write in all these right away, and then the other part of me just like wants to sit and stare at them all day and how beautiful they are and like keep them forever, which I will do. I will keep them forever. But if I went through all my journals in this video to show you like ones I haven't written in yet or things like that, we would be here all day. I have a lot of journals in my closet, and I have a bad habit of doing this thing where I don't finish a journal. Like, it'll look so gorgeous and I'll start it and get bored with it or something like that. It's not really boredom, it's just like I want to get to the next beautiful journal. So I have a lot of like personal journals that are only filled halfway through, or like ideas for, you know, novel journals where I'm like writing down plot points and character development and all that stuff. and it's only 3/4 of the way full. I hope a lot of you can relate to me on that front. We are now going to transition into what I am currently reading, because I like to escape into fictional realities rather than the living hell we are currently in right now, in my opinion. I just have to say that. The first book that I'm currently reading is Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. I have a personal goal of reading all of the Hercule Poirot novels. I always have trouble pronouncing the detective name. So she, has a detective character named Hercule Poirot, and a lot of her novels, she has a whole slew of novels that are his mysteries that she writes about. I have read, the only other Agatha Christie book I've read, regardless of what type of mystery it is Murder on the Orient Express, one of her most famous ones. And so I was like, that made me want to work through all the other Hercule Poirot mysteries. And I heard that this one is getting another film. One of my friends has already read this book, but she's like, I want to reread it with you, and then we have to watch some of the old movies with it as well. So that's what we're doing. I am currently on page 42, but I am already really invested. We've met all these different kinds of characters, and we kind of get a sense of their personalities, and you wonder how they're all going to tie together. I mean, obviously they're all going to meet on this cruise. I don't know if cruise ship would be the right word, but cruise ship in Egypt. But you wonder how they're all going to tie in together, because some of them, there's a character named Lynette that just got married and she's very rich. Some of the people are really upset that she got married. So I'm very curious. Yeah. Another book I am currently reading is by a newfound favorite author of mine, I believe, and it's called Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I have read 2 other books of his. One only a few months ago called Final Girls, and another one called Lock Every Door. Lock Every Door blew me away. It was absolutely incredible. I loved it so much, and I think I will eventually reread it. I listened to it on audiobook, and it was absolutely chilling. If you like thrillers, mysteries, that kind of genre, pick that one up. This one, I'm on page 24. I'm in the middle of a chapter. I hate finishing when I'm not in the middle of a chapter, when I'm in the middle of a chapter. But life has just been life. But I've really enjoyed the first 24 pages of this book, and I cannot wait to finish it. The next book that I'm currently reading 4 books, if I haven't said that already, is Scarlett by Marissa Meyer. I read these novels. This is the Lunar Chronicle series. I read all 4 of them, plus the novella that came with it, or the novellas. There's 2 smaller novels that I'm aware of. I read them in high school, I think. I think that's when I finished high school / early college. Really, really enjoyed them, and I was really wanting to reread them, and the same friend that I'm reading the Agatha Christie with, she really wanted to read that series, so I was like, let's reread it together. So she's renting her copies from the library, and something that was really sweet a few months ago, 5 or 6 months ago, I think, is we had started rereading the series, and I was reading my old copies, and my old copies are still great. They're fine. They're sitting on my bookshelf. My friend bought me these gorgeous paperback versions of it. So they have unique cover art. The hardcovers don't have this much detail on them. And then there's another cover inside of each of them. And I was it was not my birthday. It wasn't Christmas, nothing. It wasn't for any occasion other than she wanted to get me. She got me the entire series in these gorgeous artistic paperbacks. So these are now some of my prized possessions. The next book I'm reading, I've actually been reading for a while and I'm about halfway through, is called The Red Lotus by Chris Bajalian. So Chris Bajalian is a local author. He's a Vermont author. And I've always wanted to read his books. I actually also own a copy of The Flight Attendant, and this copy of The Red Lotus is signed as well. I've always wanted to read some of his books. I have The Flight Attendant, haven't read it yet. I have and I also have Trans Sister Radio. I also haven't read that yet. And he's coming out with a mini series, I believe, from The Flight Attendant. It came out in November, I think. And I was like, okay, I have to read one of his books. And it just so happened that I started with this one instead of The Flight Attendant. This book is about a couple, Alexis and Austin, who go on a vacation to Vietnam. And the boyfriend, Austin, decides to go on a bike ride by himself. The next day, he turns up dead. And so Alexis and Austin were both American, so Alexis has to go back to America. And she doesn't feel like this was a bike crash. Like, it was made to seem like a car like hit him and he died as he like rolled down a cliff or something like along those lines. That's how the police are treating it. However, she thinks there's more to it than that because she saw his body and there were some suspicious wounds on his body, and she's just a very extremely smart woman that is not taking this as a simple like hit and run. She's not taking that for an answer, even though she's back in America. So I'm about halfway through. This is where the bookmark is. I'm also reading this with a friend. I'm reading 3 books with the same friend. We're crazy book nerds. But I'm really enjoying it. And I'm at the part where not only is she starting to piece things together, she's like meeting people from his life. So that's a very intriguing angle to take. Before I go, I did just want to mention something about my book because it's been a while since I've mentioned it. At least I feel like it has been. I did get everything done for it and set up a release date. However, the website that I am uploading it through is having trouble with like the images, like the cover, the back cover, the spine, are having trouble with those uploads for some weird reason that I'm trying to decipher. So hopefully I can make it for January 30th. Worst comes to worse, it will not come out on January 30th and I'll just have to fix the problem. But considering that it's the beginning of the month, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that it gets done in time. I have ventured out on my own trying to figure it out. I have asked friends who have also published themselves. They're trying to help me figure it out. So it's just a whole like nervous, exciting mess because I thought it was done and then it's not done. So just wanted to let everybody know that. I'm so excited for this book to come out. The cover is gorgeous. The book, in my opinion, is, I mean, the rose petal is good, but I do like to believe that I'm going to continue improving as a writer, you know, as a creative person, as I continue writing and continue, you know, crafting art. And I personally think that Broken Time is going to be just so much better than the rose petal. It's just going to get better and better with each installment. So I hope that you don't mind waiting, and hopefully, cross my fingers, it'll be out on January 30th. If it is, I will make this huge announcement video, but I just wanted to let you guys know in the meantime. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Stay.